None of us will ever forget this day. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
I'm Jasmine Anderson, paying tribute to the lives lost. Today, Long Islanders joining the nation in marking the 22nd anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The families of the people killed on that day are gathering in Lower Manhattan to remember the nearly 3,000 people killed on September 11th, 2001 in New York, Washington, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 497 Long Island residents were killed in the attacks. The largest remembrance event on Long Island is the sunrise ceremony at Point Lookout. Hundreds gathering at the beachfront 9/11 memorial service. A day we'll never forget. Read more about local events marking the 9/11 anniversary on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A teen is fighting for his life after he was hit by a police car in Shirley. Police say the 13-year-old boy was riding his bike Saturday night when he was hit on the William Floyd Parkway. The police officer was responding to a call for an elderly woman in distress with lights and sirens on. Police are investigating how fast the cruiser was traveling at the time of the incident. A Stony Brook restaurant has been cited after at least 28 people were sickened by a foodborne illness. The Suffolk Department of Health Services says the likely culprit at Kumo Sushi and Steakhouse was mishandled and improperly stored cooked rice that was served Saturday afternoon. 15 violations were issued to the restaurant on Wisconsin Highway. Only in Newsday, the finger scanners installed to curb MTA overtime abuse are not being used. Alfonso Castillo reports.
What good is a biometric time clock without the biometrics?
They have a special ID card. They swipe that into the clock, enter their employee number, and that's how they clock in and out.
That's not biometric though, right?
No, it's not.
Facing accusations about overtime fraud among its employees, the MTA spent $37 million back in 2019 to install Chronos biometric time clocks at all its employee facilities.
Now, the idea was if MTA workers had to scan their fingerprints every time they showed up to work or left, they couldn't lie about the hours that they worked. The problem was just months into installing these new clocks, COVID-19 broke out, and it wasn't such a good idea anymore to have all these workers pressing their fingers on the same pad.
The finger scan function on the time clocks has been suspended since March of 2020, even though union officials like Michael Sullivan say they don't expect most workers would have a problem with going back to it.
We don't mind. I was never comfortable with the narrative of pushback from the unions. It bothered my members too, because we know that we have to be at work. We know we have to be where we say we're going to be.
MTA officials have said they remain committed to preventing overtime abuse, but with LIRR ticket prices recently going up, some Long Island commuters question whether the transit authority is doing its best to spend their fare dollars wisely.
Anytime you have a device, like you mentioned, with the fingerprint to check in, it should be used. I understand the concerns about COVID, and we might have another surge with COVID. But any types of checks we can have to make sure that money's not being wasted is a good idea.
Now, even with the MTA promising to crack down on overtime's actually gone up the last couple years. In Babylon for Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
Read more about the MTA finger scanners on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Sports now. We begin with a giant meltdown. Big Blue has some work to do after a rough start to the season.
Jones gets it out. Barkley got hit, fumbled right in the air, and it flies into the hands for a touchdown of DeRon Bland.
The Giants were decimated by the Dallas Cowboys 40-0 at MetLife last night. They trailed 26-0 at halftime, at which point they had given up touchdowns on defense, offense, and special teams.
Obviously a tough loss, a disappointing loss. Got beat all the way around from coaching to playing. I accept that. Got a lot to learn from, a lot to work on, and that's what we'll do.
The Giants are in Arizona next Sunday. The Jets officially kick off the Aaron Rodgers era tonight. All the hype will be tested as Gang Green hosts the rival Buffalo Bills. Kickoff is at 8:15. Novak Djokovic making history at the U.S. Open. He beat Daniil Medvedev yesterday in Queens to claim a historic 24th major championship. Djokovic is now tied for the most Grand Slam singles titles in tennis history. At 36, Djokovic is now the oldest man to win the U.S. Open. Congratulations. Your hyper-local Monday weather now. Here, we're tracking some wet weather today. Showers this morning and afternoon. Here's a look at your day planner. Mostly cloudy today, highs around 77 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, around 80 degrees. And here's a look at your futurecast. Rain just moving through this morning and into the afternoon, but we should clear up by tomorrow. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by the Canine Center.
From fall fashion to getting a jump start on your holiday shopping, there's some new stores at Tanger Outlets Deer Park. Let's take a look at it. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
There are new stores here at Tanger Outlets Deer Park, so let's go shopping.
There are plenty of deep discounts and fall finds, but
to keep the beach and island vibes going, shop Salt Life.
This brand is all about embracing and enjoying life on the water. They're known for their decals, selection of sunnies, hats, and tees, loved by surfers, swimmers, and boaters.
And if you fish, how cool is this? This shirt has a hidden tape measure. And when you get this one wet, okay, Andrew, can you see the scales?
At Cola Kicks, you can buy, sell, or trade.
Sneakerheads, this is your store.
The revolving selection of sneakers here in their first New York location includes Jordan 1s and Dunks. You can find deals,
but also player exclusives. This one will cost you $7 grand. For menswear, this is Mack Weldon's first and only Long Island location.
First famous for their underwear that you could get on sale here. Find classic clothing made for the backyard to the boardroom.
Plus their French Terry blend sweats, exclusive to here. Super soft. For athleisure and casual wear, Athleta just opened.
This is the first Athleta at a Tanger. They offer exclusive markdowns on women's and girls' workout gear.
So if you're an Athleta shopper, you could find your favorites here at a discount, like their famous leggings. These retail for $109, but you can get them here for over 50% off.
It's all about the deals. There are constantly new stores coming in all the time. New restaurants are on the horizon to showcase here at the outlets, and we're so excited for all the changes that are happening here at the center.
It was my kind of assignment today. For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
Elisa with the bags. I love it. You guys get your list together because there's so much to choose from. Read more about the new stores at the Tanger Outlets on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. From hiking and waterfront picnicking to shopping and unique sweets, Macy Egeland takes us to Cold Spring Harbor in today's Destination Downtown.
Downtown Cold Spring Harbor is quiet and quaint, but still action-packed, especially for those who enjoy the outdoors. Cold Spring Harbor State Park is right down the road from Main Street, and it's great for hiking.
This is the start of the trail, and once you make it up these stairs, you're on your way to exploring 40 acres of hilly terrain.
If you're looking for a more challenging hike than others you'll find across Long Island, this is definitely it. It's also a favorite among dog owners because it's pet-friendly. The entire trail is around 6 miles long.
If that's not really your speed and you'd rather relax, this would be a perfect place for a picnic, and with a great view since we're right on the water.
Fishing, boating, kayaking, and paddleboarding are also popular. On Main Street, explore a row of fun shops and boutiques where you'll find great gifts, clothes, and home decor. But for those with a sweet tooth, the Gourmet Whaler is the place to be.
It's everything that I loved when I was a kid. It's in the case.
Denise Chin took a chance and opened the place 8 years ago.
I was a personal trainer, and I love to bake and eat. And all I did with my clients was talk about food and baking.
Now she's turned her passion into profit, serving up breakfast and lunch. She says they're famous for their tacos, but Denise's expertise is the baked goods.
I started when I was like 5. My cousins told me that I used to force them to eat my brownies with my easy bake oven.
She and one other baker create this entire case full of unique, made-from-scratch sweets.
Some of their most popular treats are Denise's take on Hostess desserts, like her version of the cupcake and her snowballs.
Plus, she's always experimenting and offering something new throughout the seasons. Reporting for Newsday TV in Cold Spring Harbor, I'm Macy Eglund.
For more on Destination Downtown Cold Spring Harbor, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
We are the people that go to meetings, look at the documents for you. That means a lot to the people who influence policy. It means a lot to our readers.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.